Hello, welcome to Clash of the Rams, the sports talk show. I'm your host, Jeremy Hayes. Along with me, we have Mike McMahon, Jared Zordy.
Hello.
And Eric Russo. All right, guys, let's jump right into it. NFL free agency has started. It's been a battle between the Broncos and the Patriots, but so far, what do you think of what the Patriots have done this offseason? Eric?
What a week of free agency. It was great drama to follow the Patriots and the Broncos. They already have that rivalry, and to see them go back and forth, getting players, it was great. I love what the Patriots did. Finally, they were aggressive in free agency. They get the best cornerback of the last 10 years, Darrelle Revis, solidifies that secondary, something that's been, that's killed them for the last 5, 6, 7 years. They've needed someone to come in and shut down that secondary, and they finally have it. And they don't stop there. They go and get Brendan Browner. They have a legitimate secondary now with those two guys, where it's almost a shutdown defense right now. Like we've dreamed of the Patriots having a defense like that since the old days of the Super Bowl days, and I think they finally have it.
I just want to come out right away. Let's talk about Bill Belichick on this. Okay. So finally, they bring in somebody, and the first thing when Darrelle Revis comes to the Patriots, the first thing I hear, what a genius this guy is, Bill Belichick. Oh, he knew Talib, they didn't want to leave. He knew Talib was going to go, and they're going to bring in Revis. What a genius that is. No. Okay, let me explain this. I think them going out this offseason, finally, we've been waiting for this forever now, for the Patriots to stop being cheap and just frauds and not doing anything every offseason. And so they finally go out and now they're going out and spending some money and getting premium talent, the best players. And why? Because I think this just proved, Patriots fans, that Bill Belichick, his method, the Patriots way, him and Kraft's method for over the last decade, 9 years, we're going to go 9 years without a championship, has maybe not worked out. And he's realized, hey, this has failed. And our elite quarterback that fell in our lap, his window is closing. And we need to win now. And so, look at what Denver did. They're doing the same exact thing. They go out and stock up, and so the Patriots are also stocking up. So, good work, Bill. Good work, Bill. You're a genius. But honestly, I think you've just realized you failed for the last decade, and you are finally coming out, and we're going to go for it. And Tom Brady has finally the talent. He finally has the talent, and we're going to see what the Patriots do, but I'll let Mike handle, and then we're going to go back into this.
Well, the thing that you guys haven't mentioned yet is they also went out and they re-signed Edelman, which is big because, everyone got on the Patriots' case for not getting Welker back. That was a huge deal, and it kind of came around and bite him in the butt last year a little bit maybe. But they've re-signed a weapon around Brady, because you talked about the window closing. And yeah, it's good that they're stacking up the defense, but Brady's also got to have people to pass to. Yeah. And now that the tight end situation's really up in the air, we don't know what's going to be up with Gronkowski. Obviously, Hernandez is gone, So the passing game is really something that they needed to focus on, and by bringing in Edelman, they did it. And with the defense, you talk about Browner, that's a key signing because they're bringing back a big body safety, which is big. It's back to going back to almost when they had Rodney Harrison, back in the secondary, and that was huge. And that allows them, to kind of do different things with McCourty and work around and do different things with the secondary, which will help out because it does look like their front seven might not be as strong as it was last year.
To go along with what Jared said, what disappoints me is, why haven't they been this aggressive for the last few years?
Patriots way.
They did it after 06 when they lost to Indy in the AFC Championship. They stock up with Randy Moss, Wes Welker, Dallas Thomas. They go big. They almost have the undefeated season after 07. And since then, they have done nothing in free agency. Why has it taken this long to realize that they need to be aggressive? The window is closing for Tom Brady. When you go back to Super Bowl 39, let me make this point, okay?
I love it.
Right, when we sat there in February of 2005 and said the Patriots have won 3 or 4 Super Bowls and say they would not win another one with Tom Brady, I think we would all say you're crazy. They should have won more, but they have not been aggressive enough, and now they've finally gone out and they've done it.
Hold on, because Patriots fans will throw at you that they've made the AFC Championship game 5 times now in that span. Oh, cool. So you are in the worst division in football, so you automatically can almost get the first round bye, and then you face a toss-up wild card team, and you win 2 games. You're already there.
Well, the only thing I'm going to say though is the Super Bowl winners in the past haven't necessarily been the biggest spenders in free agency.
Exactly. Yep.
It's not.
You look at the Broncos. The Broncos have been very active in free agency the last few years, but they got blown out.
Can I say something real quick? because I need to say this. We're talking about, how they haven't done anything in free agency. You look at the original teams, Teddy, Ty Law, all these guys were drafted. That's what they've been doing for the past couple of years, is drafting the guys.
has it
But they haven't been drafting as well.
Has it
Not
worked?
as well, I'll agree with that.
Belichick is not drafted as well.
Yeah.
And I think
But
that's
they
why
think they
he's
have
had
the
to
team now.
be as aggressive as he is in free agency. And if you look at the Broncos are just as aggressive as the Patriots are this year, if not more aggressive. They got Emmanuel Sanders. They lose Decker, but they pick up Sanders, who's probably better than Decker.
Yeah, I agree.
To go off what Eric said, do you want to know why Belichick is now aggressive this year?
Why?
It's because they just got destroyed by Denver, and Denver is right there, and they know to get to the Super Bowl, they have to get past Denver. And now Denver, they're already a better team than the Patriots, clearly, from last season, and now Denver is already loaded up. So the Patriots have to do that because they got killed by Denver, their team last year. And now if Denver loads up, the Patriots have to follow it up. And there's no way that you're going to even beat Seattle or San Francisco unless you can't get past Denver. Okay.
I want to go back to what Mike said about not being the biggest spender. That doesn't mean you're going to win a Super Bowl, obviously. But what the Patriots needed to do was fill their needs. They haven't done that. It doesn't matter how you do it. They haven't filled the needs, and that has been in the secondary. On defense, they haven't done it. Whether it was picking up guys through the draft or signing them, it doesn't matter. They haven't done either. So they needed to bring in guys that are legit, that are going to go back there and shut things down, because that has killed them. For years and years, we've had teams come in and throw all over the Patriots. So finally, they've realized that we can't go on like this anymore, and they brought in guys that fill the need. That's what I think it's about.
Loses the season when your defense fails because Aqib Talib's not on the field, that's unsuccessful. It's not a good team. Bill Belichick and the Patriots did not build the right team.
When one guy goes down.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not. It won't win you anything. So bring in Revis, bring in now LaFell at the wide receiving core, and then Browner. Oh, awesome.
That's exactly right. We talked about this after the Patriots lost a couple months ago, is you can't have a team where if you lose one guy, that's the end. We saw it on offense with Rob Gronkowski, that the offense changes. We saw it on defense when Aqib Talib goes out. You cannot build teams around one guy and depend on secondary talent to get you through to the Super Bowl. It just doesn't work. Now you have two elite guys in Revis and Browner who come in and they put everybody where they should be. Logan Ryan goes where he's supposed to be, which is a backup level, not a backup, but someone who fills a role. Kyle Arrington is a role player. Those guys should be role players. Now they are.
Yeah, the only thing I would say that might be a concern for the defense now is the front seven. Because it looks like, depending what happens with the Wilfork situation, he might not be coming back. They lose Brandon Spikes, who was a pretty decent linebacker for them. They got Mayo coming back from injury, but how is that front seven going to hold up? Because I really don't. I still think that the Broncos edge out outmatch the Patriots up front.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that Patriots have done a lot of moves, but I don't think all of us think that they're there yet with the Broncos. Can we agree with that?
Denver is.
They're coming close. They're coming close, but they're still
behind. Look at who Denver has brought in with Ware, and then Ward, and then obviously Talib too.
TJ Ward too.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about how Patriots fans will tell you, oh yeah, Talib, he sucks. You're gonna hear that now. But remember, your defense was nothing without Talib. So that is a huge addition. And I still think Denver has a way bigger advantage right now. The gap is smaller.
I don't know if it's way
but
bigger.
It's still.
Denver is still scary. They went out and made just as big of a move as the Patriots did, and they're still right there. But like what Mike was saying, the pass rush is still going to be an issue. They still don't have anybody who can get to the quarterback, and that's a big problem they've had as well.
Going to be a lot of pressure on Chandler Jones, for sure.
A lot, yeah. All right, well, that was a great subject. I didn't think we'd get that in depth with it, but pretty good. All right, so when we come back, we're going to go talk about NHL. And the big question is, are the Bruins getting hot too early? And also, is the West... we have no idea who can win the West. There are probably, I'd say, 5 to 8 teams that have a shot at actually making the Stanley Cup. So when we come back, we're going to discuss that.